Hi friends, in today's class I am going to work out problem number 10. This is about, in the last class we have seen calculation of provision on advances to be made in profit and loss account. In continuation of that, today I will be taking 10th problem from our study material. From the following information of STP Bank Limited pertaining to the financial year 2012-13, compute the provisions to be made in the profit and loss account. Okay. Assets stand at 30,000. Substandard. Now, as far as standard is concerned, I think you all remember that what we have discussed in the last class with regarding to the provisions. I have told you, as far as provision is concerned, we have categorized it into provisions into for standard on direct advances into SME, that is small and micro enterprises, 0.25%, on advances to commercial real estate sector 1%, and for commercial residential is commercial real estate residential housing 0.75. All other loans, on all other loans and advances not covered by A and B, I told you 0.540%. So standard has been given without mentioning anything. So it is to be taken as 0.40%. I hope you might have gone through the last class. I told you I'm been repeating from last two classes. This topic is based on your memory. You need to practice a lot. It's simple. Only remembering that provisions. I think that you can do it. You are capable of doing it. Next. Then we got substandard. For substandard also, I've given you in the last class substandard assets doubtful for 1 year secured. Doubtful for 1 year secured exposures, we have learned it is 15%. No, recollect yourself. For 2 and 3 years, for 2 and 3 years means up to 3 years, you learn that it is for 2 and 2 years and 3 years secured. For 2 years and 3 years secured, what is the percentage? It is 40%. Okay. For 1 year secured, it is not 15%, it is 25%. Sorry. For 1 year secured, 25%. Okay. For 2-3 years secured, 40%. For more than 3 years secured by mortgage of plant and machinery, 500 lakhs. What do you mean by this? So, for more than 3 years secured by mortgage of plant and machinery means out of 2000, 500 is mortgage. So, either it is secured or unsecured for more than 3 years. I told you, even for secured portion or unsecured portion, it has to be more than 3 years, 100%. So, we split it into 1500 and 500, secured and unsecured, but still we need to calculate a provision of how much? 100%. This also I told you, more than 3 years. Loss assets, always it is 100%. I think this is what we need to present in the problem. So this was given as a 4 marks question, my dear friends, in the examination. So if you remember, in 2 to 3 minutes time you can finish off. You can save some time, right? So we start working out this. Problem number 10. Tenth problem. Solution. Page number 111. 111 page. Statement showing amount of provision to be made in P&L account. Statement showing amount of provision to be made in profit and loss account. So classification of assets, amount of advances, percentage of provision, amount of provisions, I think it has been given in lakhs, I think in lakhs, rupees in lakhs. Okay, standard assets already I have explained you. Here also amount of advances, rupees in lakhs. Standard assets, $30,000 lakhs. Standard assets 30,000 lakhs into 100%. Sorry, 30,000 lakhs into 0.40%. Sorry, 0.40%. It is coming to 120 lakhs. Then, see what is provision? This is nothing but doubtful. On this, you are expecting that provision is to be maintained means you are expecting that this amount you may not be able to collect. This is what is called as provision. We have already discussed on this. Next, substandard assets. All loans and advances are to be received by the bank. No, on that you are having some provision. Substandard assets. Substandard assets. $20,000. Now substandard assets, we have seen that the provision that is to be maintained on substandard assets on secured exposures. We assume that substandard assets, assuming secured exposures, I think this I have not taken up. Substandard assets assuming secured exposures, assuming fully secured exposures, 15%. No, this I think I have not explained there. So 15%. So substandard assets 20,000. What is percentage of provision? 15%. So 20,000 into 15%, it is coming to 3,000 lakhs. 20,000 lakhs on that 15% provision. Next, doubtful assets. Doubtful assets. He is given for 1 year secured. For doubtful assets, 1 year secured. 8,000. Percentage is 25. I told you already. 8,000 for 1 year secured, 25%. It is coming to 2,000. Then for 2 and 3 years secured, for 2 to 3 years, secured, what is the percentage? 2,500 into 40%. 2,500 into 40%, it is coming to 1,000. Next, for more than 3 years, in this we are having two things. Secured we are having, unsecured. What is secured? 500 secured. What is unsecured? 1,500. 500 secured, 1,500 unsecured. I told you, since it is more than 3 years, last class we have seen. I think last class you might have gone through, or you can go back and just see. It is also there in the study material also, you can see the provisions. So on this 500 lakhs, secured 500 lakhs, 100% provision, because it is more than 3 years, chance of getting is less. 500. Next, unsecured also 1,500. Secured, unsecured doesn't make any difference. 100% provision, it is coming to 1,500. At last, loss assets. Next, loss assets. Loss assets, I told you, always we have to create 100% provision. The chance of, if the amount is uncollectible, or chance of collecting the amount is meager. I told you, we have discussed in the last class, I have given the notes on that. So 1,700, 100%. Now this is what we will be writing: total provision required. Total provision required. It is coming to 120 plus 3,000 plus 2,000 plus 1,000 plus 500 plus 1,500 plus 1,700. It is coming to 9,820 lakhs. This is all about this particular problem. Then we will move on to the next one. 10th is completed. Now let me work out this one. Last class we have learned about escrow, no? We have discussed about last class escrow. So that particular adjustment we are having in this problem, we will see this. From the following information, compute the amount of provisions to be made in P&L account of commercial bank for the year ended 31st March 2012. Standard advances 7,000. I told you, standard advances, nothing is mentioned. 0.4% provision we need to create. Substandard advances including secured exposures 1,000 lakhs and balance unsecured exposures 2,500 lakhs, including 1500 lakhs in respect of infrastructure loan accounts where escrow amount are available. We have seen that in the last class when we are talking about the provisions part on unsecured exposures in respect of infrastructure loan account where certain safeguards such as escrow accounts are available. I told you 20%. So here I repeat, including secured exposures, 3,500, 1,000 is secured exposures. And balance unsecured exposure 2,500 lakhs includes 1,500 lakhs in respect of infrastructure loans. So the balance unsecured, in unsecured exposed 2,500, 1,500 is escrow. Clear? This is escrow. And balance 1,000 is about unsecured exposures without escrow. I told you escrow is a financial arrangement in which two parties enlist a third party to temporarily hold money, paperwork or other for a transaction on their behalf before transaction has been finalized. Simple words, third party known as escrow provider helps make the transaction safer by protecting the assets of buyer and seller until they met their obligation. This is what I've explained the last class to you. So that means when escrow account has been opened, I think that on that the amount is bit safe, even it's unsecured portion. So but in the problem it has been mentioned that substandard advances include secured exposures, including secured exposures, and then unsecured exposures 2,500, out of which infrastructure loan account where escrow accounts are available is how much? 1,500 lakhs has been given. So we are having total 3,500, 1,000 is secured, remaining these two is unsecured. In this unsecured, 1,500 is escrow and 1,000 is unsecured. Now for this particular point, if you recollect yourself in the last class what we have discussed on unsecured exposures, this is unsecured exposure 25% I told you. Okay, then on unsecured exposures in respect of infrastructure loan account where certain safeguards such as escrow account is available, on this we need to calculate 20%. These things we have learned in the last class. I think it may be there here, just a minute, because I don't have the yesterday's problem, yesterday's provisions. This is what unsecured exposure 25%. Unsecured exposures in respect of infrastructure loan where certain safeguards such an escrow account is available 20%. Whereas so substandard assets secured exposures is 15%, unsecured exposure 25%, where unsecured exposure in respect of infrastructure loan account is 20%. This is what we have learned in the last class. So clear? Now this is what we should do. The next one, doubtful advances, unsecured portions. See, for doubtful advances also we have learned 100%. Unsecured. I think this you can answer. For doubtful up to 1 year, we have learned 25%. You can cross check. 25%. 1 and 3, you learned that 40%. You can cross check. 40%. And for doubtful more than 3 years, you know that 100%. 100%. Next, loss advance is 100%. You can take it for granted. So in this problem, which is we are having escrow account which is available. So this can be taken as a 5 marks question. Clear to all of you? I repeat once again. I think this is clear. You can see for yourself. Okay, I think you might have gone through it. So we start working out this problem now. Okay, this is problem number 12, page number 111. Statement showing the amount of provision. Statement showing the amount of provision. So classification of assets. Amount of advances. Rupees in lakhs. Percentage of provision. Amount or amount of provision also we can write. Amount of provision rupees in lakhs. Okay. So let me start with first standard. Standard advances. Assets also can be called as advances. Standard advances, you can see 7,000 lakhs, and on that what is the percentage? 0.40. It is coming to 28 lakhs. The next one. After that, substandard advances. Substandard advances. Substandard advances, as I told you, we are having secured portion. What is secured portion? 1000. Okay. So secured portion 1000 1000 into 15%, it is coming to 150. Next, after that, unsecured infrastructure. We've seen here unsecured infrastructure loan accounts. Unsecured unsecured infrastructure loan account where escrow account is available. I told you 1500 escrow account. I have told you, 1500 into percentage, because escrow account is available even though it is unsecured. We are only creating 20%. If there is no escrow account for other unsecured, it can be, will be taking 25%. This we have already seen. So 1500 into 20%. 300. Okay. Then others unsecured. Out of 2500, 1500 is escrow account is available. Unsecured is 1000, on that percentage is 25. 250 we have to maintain. Okay, then next. Then we are having doubtful advances unsecured. We will do all 100%, we will write at place. Now first doubtful advances secured portion. Then I can come back to unsecured portion. I think you all are aware of substandard. What is substandard assets? Last class we have learned. What is substandard assets? I told you, a substandard asset which is NPA for a period of not exceeding 12 months. Doubtful assets, at least for a period of 12 months. Loss assets, uncollectible or if collected little value. These three things I have explained you last class. Remember, I think if you don't remember this, it will be confusing. Doubtful, they all are secured portion as per the instruction given in the problem. Doubtful secured portion. Up to 1 year. We are having up to, not up to, more than 1 year. But up to 3 years. More than 1 year, but up to 3 years. For more than 3 years. Next. So we got this information here. The secured portion. Up to 1 year, 500. 25%. 125, no? Next 600. 40% we have seen already. More than 1 year up to 3 years, 240. Then for more doubtful more than 3 years, I told you 100%. What is the amount here? 300. Hundred, 300. Okay. Next, doubtful. Doubtful only. Unsecured portion we have left out now here. We thought of taking all 100%. Doubtful advances. Unsecured portion 1500, and on that 100%. 1500. Then we are having last one, loss advances. Loss advances 100%, I have told you already. 200, 100%. It is coming to 200. This is not required. This is totally not required. $28 lakhs plus 150 lakhs. Just a minute, my dear friends. 28 lakhs plus 150 lakhs plus 300 lakhs plus 250 lakhs plus 125 lakhs plus 240 lakhs plus 300 plus 1500 plus 200. 3093. Now here I am writing total provision required. I think last class we have worked out one problem. Today we have worked out two problems. I think you can able to do this if it question comes in the examination. So model 2 also has been completed. So the same problem today, calculation of provision on advances to be made in P&L account guaranteed by DICGC ECGC. Sir, what is DICGC? Deposit Insurance Credit Guarantee Corporation. ECGC means Export Credit Guarantee Corporation. These two agencies will be giving guarantee on advances to bank. If something happens, I think we are able to compensate that. So on that guarantee given, no need to calculate any provision. The balance of amount you have to calculate the provision. That we will be working out in today's class. So let me, when I explain this, you'll understand it. So let me start this today as model 3. Model 3. Calculation of provisions on advances rates, everything is same. Calculation of provision on advances, Last class provision on advances where there is no guarantee. Whatever model 2 we have seen, no guarantee. So last class, whatever model 2 we have seen, calculation of provisionals only. This time your calculation of provision on advances guaranteed by DICGC, ECGC. Calculation of provision on advances guaranteed by DICGC and ECGC. So what is the meaning of DICGC? I am writing, giving here note. DICGC is equal to deposit insurance credit guarantee corporation. Deposit insurance credit guarantee corporation. Then next meaning of ECGC. This is abbreviation of ECGC, means export credit guarantee corporation. Export credit guarantee corporation. Okay. Generally what happen in case of, let me orally explain, then I will be giving a dictation to this, you can copy down. In case of advances guaranteed by DICGC or ECGC, I will be using the term DICGC, ECGC. The provision is required to be made only for the balance of amount of advances outstanding in excess of amount guaranteed by the corporation. Suppose 100 is advances or outstanding amount, 40% is a guarantee. So 60 on 60 how to calculate provision. In case bank also holds a security in respect of an advance guaranteed by ECGC, DICGC. In case bank also holds a security in respect of an advance guaranteed. So they have given the guarantee, bank also having from their safeguard point of view, they are also taken some security on that particular loan. So then what happened in case bank also holds a security in respect of an advance guaranteed by ECGC, DICGC, the realizable value of security should be deducted from the outstanding balance before ECGC, DICGC guarantee is set off. I'll give a small example to tell you this. Suppose term loan is 35 lakhs. DICGC cover is 40%. Say for example, take the calculator. The same example I am going to dictate to you also. 35 lakhs is term loan. And DICGC cover is 40%. 40%. And securities held by the bank is 15 lakhs. Realizable value of security is 10 lakhs. Then what we do? Balance outstanding 35 lakhs. Realizable value of securities held by the bank is 10 lakhs. 15 lakhs security they are having. But when you want to realize in the market, it is going to fetch you 10 lakhs. So 35 lakhs minus 10 lakhs, 25 lakhs. Now DICG's cover is 40%. 40% after deducting the realizable value. Okay. Then what happened on that 40 lakhs? On that 25 lakhs, 40% if you calculate, it is going to be 10 lakhs. So then the balance amount is called as unsecured portion. On that unsecured portion, you have to calculate provision. Simple words, DICGC, ECGC means advances minus security given by these agencies, or if bank is also having some securities. So first what is that you should do? From loan given or advances given, from that securities held by the bank, collected from the customers to whom the bank has advanced the loan, after deducting that on the balance of amount to the extent DICGC or ECGC, whatever the guarantee they have given, after deducting that percentage, remaining amount will become unsecured, and that unsecured is more than 1 year or more than 2 years, it is doubtful, or more than 3 years, that percentage you have to calculate accordingly. Clear to all of you? This is another important point. So, okay, let me write this few points on this. So, in case of advances guaranteed by DICGC, ECGC, the provision is required to be made only for the balance of amount of advance outstanding in excess of amount guaranteed by the corporation. Provision is required to be made only for the balance of amount of advance outstanding in excess of amount. I told you 100 is advance, 40 is guarantee. On 60 it will become unsecured. On that you have to calculate. Okay, this is what I told you. Simple. Then, in case bank also holds a security in case bank also holds a security in respect of an advance guaranteed by ECGC or DICGC, the realizable value of security should be deducted from the outstanding balance before the ECGC or DICGC guarantee is set off. To explain this, let me give you one examination problem. Just I want to write, then work out to explain this particular one. Example. This is an example problem. A bank limited had extended the following credit lines to a small scale industry which had not paid interest since 1st March 2014. Okay, since 1st March 2014. Balance outstanding, term loan, and we are having two loans, term loan, export loan. So on export loan, generally who gives guarantee? ECGC. Term loan, who give guarantee? DICGC. So balance outstanding on 31st March 18, term loan, it is 35 lakhs. Export loan 30 lakhs. Okay. Then DICGC cover for term loan is 40%. It's not provision. They have given guarantee to the extent of 40% on term loan. I told you ECGC cover on export loan is 50%. On export loan is 50%. Securities held. In this case 15 lakhs. Export loan it is 10 lakhs. Next, realizable value of securities. This is with the bank. It's not given, we assume that it is with the bank. Securities held by bank. This is simple words for you to understand. This is explanation I am giving. In the examination he won't be giving. Realized by bank. It is not given in the problem, just I am explaining. Securities means held by bank, realizable value of securities by realized by bank 10 lakhs, and here it is 8 lakhs. Compute the necessary provision to be made for the year ended 31st March 2018. Compute the necessary provisions to be made for the year ended 31st March 2018. Now here I am writing, this is the question. Now solution. Calculation of provisions. Calculation of provisions to be made by bank. Particulars, term loan, We are having two loans now, term loan and export loan. Term loan, export loan. Term loan, export loan. So balance outstanding. I've already given what is balance outstanding. And this is 31st, but which had not been paid interest since 1st March 2014. What is balance outstanding on 31st March 18? 35 lakhs. Balance outstanding term loan 35 lakhs. Export loan 30 lakhs. Okay, now first I told you the notes which I have dictated here. In case of bank also secured in respect of an advance guaranteed by ECGC, DICGC, the realizable value of security should be deducted from outstanding balance before ECGC, DICGC guarantee is set off. So that means first what is that I should do? Balance outstanding. From this I must deduct realizable value of security. What is realizable value of security? We have seen 10 lakhs and second case 8 lakhs. Here even though security sale is 15 lakhs but realizable value is 10 lakhs. Here 10 lakhs realizable value is 8 lakhs. 10 lakhs 8 lakhs. Now balance 25 lakhs. This is what the loan still it is outstanding. But if you see DICGC cover is 40%. Now suppose if there is no security held by bank, the 40% we could have calculated on 35 lakhs. 50% we could have calculated on 30 lakhs. Try to understand. Suppose if this security is held by a bank, that means they are having securities with the bank. Bank is having securities. Bank is also having guarantee from DICGC in respect of 35 lakhs. Bank is having guarantee in respect of export loan 30 lakhs to the extent of 50%. Mean 30 lakhs into 50%, 15 lakhs. 35 lakhs into 40% means it is coming to 14 lakhs. But what happened actually, there also bank is also holding securities, no? So this 15 lakhs are going to fetch them 10 lakhs. When bank is having securities from the customer to whom the bank has advanced, then this 10 lakhs is to be adjusted for outstanding amount. So 35 lakhs minus 10 lakhs will be getting 25 lakhs. On that 25 lakhs, 40% will be given by DICGC. Suppose if there is no securities held, 40% is security on 35 lakhs. Then the balance will become unsecured portion. That's it. Same is the case of export loan. So what I am doing now, 40% is a cover. So here 25 lakhs is balance due, no? So from this less DICG cover on term loan at the rate of 40%. That is 25 lakhs into 40%. It is coming to 10 lakhs. It is coming to 10 lakhs. Clear? Similarly, ECGC cover. ECGC cover at the rate of 50% on 22 lakhs. Suppose there is no securities realized. I have been telling once again. You could have calculated 40% on 35 lakhs, 50% on 30 lakhs. But since we also have realized value of security after deducting it. So ECGC cover at the rate of 50%, that is 22 lakhs into 50% is coming to 11 lakhs on export loan. then balance will become unsecured portion. On that you need to calculate provision. That's it. That is the difference. Previous classes no such there is no such guarantee. So that is why is secured or unsecured directly we have calculated. But here guarantee given, after deducting guarantee you are calculating provision. That's it. After deducting guarantee you are calculating provision. That is the difference. Now this is complete unsecured amount. On this we shall calculate provision. Now when you look at this, we talk about provision against unsecured portion at the rate of 100%. We have seen there is no security. What is it provision we need to calculate? Doubtful advances, unsecured portion 100%. The same 100% I am going to calculate. Clear? Provision against unsecured portion at the rate of 100%. So 15 lakhs into 100%, 15 lakhs. And on 11 lakhs you have to calculate 11 lakhs. But you also should remember we also need to calculate provision against secured portion. What is secured portion? By holding securities 10 lakhs. And what is secured portion? 8 lakhs. Realizable value, that means to find out DIC, GC cover and export loan we have deducted, but this realizable value, on realizable value also we need to create a provision. This is what we have learned here in income recognition topic. Doubtful advances secured portion up to 1 year 25, more than 1 year up to 3 years 40, more than 3 years 100%. Even secured portion also we have to calculate doubtful advances. So these all are doubtful advances. Because why doubtful advances? Interest is being not paid since 1st March 2014. So 1st March 2014 means we are in which year? Sorry. We are in which year? 31st March 18, no? So 31st March 18 interest is also due from 1st March 14. 1st March 14 means 14, 15, 15, 16, 16, 17. So it is more than 3 years, no? So on secured portion also you have to calculate provision at the rate of 100%. Provision against secured portion. I'll do one thing. Provision as secured portion means I'll be putting this one. You'll understand this is secured portion. This is unsecured. Okay. Provision against secured portion. I told you 100% as secured portion has remained doubtful for more than 3 years. It is coming to, I told you 100% on secured portion is how much? 10 lakhs and 100% on 8 lakhs, 8 lakhs. So here 10 lakhs and here it is 8 lakhs. So total provision required is 25 lakhs here. Here it is 19 lakhs. Total provision required. Clear to all of you? This is one problem which I have taken out. In the next class, we work out few more problems. Till then, goodbye. Thank you. God bless you all. Now, this is very important. I have given you complete detailed picture. So far, we have worked out 3 problems in this chapter. Think this you can easily do. The heading I have written calculation of provision advances guaranteed by DACGC. Previous model to calculation of provision on advances without any guarantee given by DACGC and ECGC. I think today we have worked out 3 problems. No? I hope you all are following, my dear friends. Okay, right. Thank you.